What's up, team, and welcome to Mettle Memo number 22. So today's topics include 1. Focused season, 2. Tracking every calorie, 3. Meals and macros, and 4. Training and the workout of today. So before I get into it, I did want to go over some housekeeping. 1, we have a couple program launches, right? So we launched the 12-week hybrid athlete program, which features running and strength training. It's what I do when I'm really in the off season of marathon training. Number 2, we have the 6-week circuit training program. So I love to do this one when I'm not getting geared up for marathon training. So I don't really care for running when I do these. This is more high intensity circuit training style workouts. And for every exercise, there's a how-to video that can help you out. And the third thing, and what I've recently launched, is the strength and aesthetics. So this program is actually on Substack. If you go on my Substack, substack.com/ColeWinerick, you can have access to this. It's $6 a month. I put a new workout for the week every week. So for $6, you're getting 1 month of training every month. Check it out. And the last thing, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. So that's Transparent Labs and Creatures of Habit. Transparent Labs is where I get all my supplements from. So I take the vitamin D3 K2, I take the grass-fed whey protein, I take the creatine, I take the lean pre-workout. What else do I take? Multivitamins, krill oil, you name it, I get it all from Transparent Labs. It's third-party tested. It's the cleanest ingredients you could possibly find. And my mother, who's a nutritionist, has signed off on it. So she wants what's best on the market in my body, and that's Transparent Labs, and I'm grateful, frankly, to be working with them. So if you want to use them, check out the link that I have on the Substack, the link that I have on the newsletter. In addition, you get 10% off if you use my last name, Winerick, as the discount code, WINARICK. Next, Creatures of Habit. This is my meal one every day, or my breakfast for those that are not in like bodybuilding. So every single day after I train, I usually train fasted. I have meal one from Creatures of Habit. It is overnight oats, and it doesn't have any artificial sweeteners or fillers or anything like that, and it's packed with vitamins, omega-3s, more vitamin D3. I'm very deficient in that, and frankly, it takes 30 seconds to make. So I just pour that in a cup, put some almond milk, frozen berries, call it a day. Every single morning, 30 grams of protein. Now, the last thing I'll mention is the article archive. We have everything that I've ever written on Substack on the archives. So go check it out. Substack.com/ColeWinerick. Okay, let's dive into it, shall we? Lesson learned, focus season. I read this quote from Sahil Bloom that said, "You are 1 year of focus away from your haters saying you got lucky." I think about this often as I receive some of these notes from people. Well, it's just genetics, or your job is to work out, so it's easier for you. For those of you who do not know, I have a full-time job. I work for a real estate investment and development firm in Southern California. I work about 50-hour weeks, and it's frankly extremely demanding. Furthermore, it's actually my passion and my career. It's not really just a job. So I'm not there just to take a paycheck, and if social media goes away, I will continue to focus on fitness. Therefore, it's not causation. Why I share this? Well, maybe you were once a college athlete or even a high school athlete, and now you have a desk job, and you're holding on to the fact that you, quote, once were instead of I am. For me, I was not a high school or college athlete. I was a skateboarder, and I partied all the time. I was like skinny fat in high school, and then got in phenomenal shape for about 1 year in college when I got introduced to the gym, and then I just got fat again, like proper fat. I am 32 years old now, and my hard dedication to fitness and nutrition really began 3 to 4 years ago. In 8 months, I went from 11.3% body fat to 7.3% body fat in 8 months. I was lean, and I mean very, very lean. And some say I was too lean, and frankly, I don't really disagree. but you all know that gaining weight is much easier than losing fat, so I actually bounce back faster. I have a DEXA scan that I screenshotted and put in the newsletter. So I show that in December 30th, 2021, I was 11.3% body fat, 145 and a half pounds, and I had about 16 and a half pounds of fat. The 23rd of August in 2022, I was 7.3% body fat, had a total mass of about 143 and a half, like I said, very lean. My fat tissue was only 10.5%, and I had gained about 4 pounds of muscle. As I mentioned, here is a screenshot of my DEXA scan, and DEXA scans are really the gold standard for body testing for body composition. And I put a photo as well. So the photo on the left was me in December of 2021. And the photo on the right is of me in August of 2022. And you could see that I have veins like everywhere pouring down my body. I got extremely lean, frankly. So in 8 months of dedicated fitness and nutrition brought me down 4% body fat. Then everyone started saying, you just have good genetics. But they didn't look at my Strava and didn't see the effort that I put in to get there. Now, you don't need to live in the past anymore of when you were a high school athlete. You could start living in the present and start telling yourself, I am an athlete. So spend the next couple of months dedicated, and your life will change. Tip of the week: track your calories for 4 days. Only 4 days. Anyone who asks me, well, what should I eat to lose weight? I always say the same thing. Track every single thing you put in your body for 4 days. I suggest Thursday through Sunday, so you could capture 2 days during the week and then your weekend. But I mean track everything. Every oil you cook with, you measure it. Every snack, meal, drink, everything. You weigh it and you track it. Then look at what you're putting in your body at the end of the 4 days. Sometimes it's the most simple fix. So I said this to my good friend Evan, who was working out hard and eating healthy, but he was actually gaining weight and he wanted to lose weight. He didn't know why, so I told him to track his calories. What he found was fascinating. What he found was that he was eating about 400 calories a day in almonds. Now, are almonds bad? No, not at all. But one large handful is actually super dense in calories. He was shocked to see how a healthy snack choice was actually derailing him from his goal. So when you weigh out how many calories are in a, quote, handful, you will be shocked too. And wait until you measure olive oil and then let me know. He switched from eating nuts to eating yogurt and lost 7 pounds in 6 weeks. That's it. That's all he did. He kept everything about his lifestyle the same. He just stopped eating almonds and started eating yogurt and berries. Nothing else. And I personally wouldn't suggest tracking everything for more than 4 days unless you're a data junkie or you're hyper-focused. It could really create an unhealthy relationship with food. But having the knowledge of what you're eating and how this affects your goal is actually really powerful. So my tip, buy a food scale. It's like $10 off Amazon, and track your calories for 4 days. Use MyFitnessPal. I think you could get like a week free or something like that, and just track it for 4 days. That's it. Everything, but track it for 4 days. Then dissect what you're getting the most amount of calories from and see if you're eating enough protein. Those are the two most common concerns. Is like sometimes you're eating way too much oil, or like Evan, almonds. And the other thing is you're probably not getting enough protein. So aim for 0.7 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Now, I currently weigh 155 pounds. I eat around 170 grams of protein every day. So knowledge is power. Then, as you know, I take some photos of what I've been eating throughout the week and I post it on here. So what am I eating? For breakfast, after meal 1, I usually have another meal. I have about 5 meals a day. So my second meal, 3 whole eggs, 2 egg whites, blueberries and strawberries, homemade sourdough bagel with butter. approximately 460 calories, 31 grams of protein, 17 grams of fat, 38 grams of net carbs. My lunch was super light. I just had ground beef, broccoli, and homemade guacamole. So this is about 320 calories, 33 grams of protein, 18 grams of fat, and net 3 grams of carbs, which came just from the broccoli. And then lastly, I had ground beef for dinner. I had ground beef, butternut squash, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, homemade guac, and a sourdough bagel. That's not in the photo because I ate it while I was making dinner. Total calories, approximately 450, protein 39 grams, fat 18, and net carbs 27 grams. So how am I training? Part 4 of the newsletter. My cardio has increased. So I'm trying to implement a little bit more of a cardio routine, focusing on swimming and cycling primarily. And now I'm actually implementing some sort of running, but kind of differently. So my running workout is I set the treadmill at 10% incline. I run for 2 minutes on, 1 minute off at a 5 speed. So for those Americans, that's about a 12-minute mile. So it's like nothing. And for the Europeans, that's about a 7:30 minute per kilometer pace. And I repeat that 6 times. So that is my focus on the cardio side. Now, the lifting side, my splits are focused on more of the lower upper, rest, lower upper. In this past week's workout, I added the strength and aesthetics program. So you can find that again on my Substack. I posted the workout. It's a lower body day in here. It should take you about an hour. I also take lean, Transparent Labs lean on a fasted stomach about 30 minutes before I work out. So I take actually like 3/4 of a scoop. If you're going to do any pre-workout, I suggest only doing half a scoop when you try it and then build your tolerance up. There is caffeine in it, and that's why I train fasted and take it first thing in the morning. And I walk through the lower body workout. So that is it for today's memo number 22. Happy training. Fortify your mind.